build a simple Minecraft castle. We're going to use this spot in this random world I just generated. Right here. This little hill spot right here. Clear a little flat area. Okay? Just clear it off. Okay? Again, I know I'm in creative, but this is going to be able to be built in survival. Okay? Again, let's say you got a bucket, grab some water. Again, it'll be a lot easier. Just get the area cleared is all I'm saying. The area cleared, there you go. We got a little area cleared right here, okay? So, for an instance, without going to Nether, most people you will see in their tutorials, they'll tell you, use stone bricks. But I would actually recommend using polished andesite. The reason I say use polished andesite mixed with smooth stone is so you can have a foundation for the walls and the actual walls to be a different thing. Then you can use the andesite there. You can have the walls again. So instead of using stone bricks, which is just silly, because again, let's be realistic here. You're going to want to do this as early on as possible. So we're going to be using this stuff right here. Okay, those are some of the base components. Now, right now we're in a savanna biome with oak trees and those. Generally, when making a castle, I highly recommend using the available materials that you can find around you. So, let's say, for an instance, you're like, I want to live in this savanna biome. I want to put my castle right here because I want to have a good view of this coast part right here. So, one of the main things when it comes to for castles is to do an actual real life way of searching. Location, 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 location. Finding a location that you believe you can defend within reasonable means. I'm freeing the turtle, sorry. So this is got a rolling hill going this way. This is what would be considered a rolling hill in real life. It's not a very steep hill. This is very climbable. Flat areas around, low trees. Again, you can out of all the locations, most people would make the mistake of putting themselves on a flat spot like that because they have an access. But a spot like this is actually adequate enough. So let's say you're gathering oak wood. Okay, so you would technically have access to oak planks and the logs itself. Okay? Simultaneously, you would have access to the acacia logs and the acacia planks and its variants right there. That is what you would have available immediately for wood types. You have those two, that is what you got. So, we have to utilize these materials alongside of these materials, which you can get via open areas like this. See how this cave opens immediately? Look, we have iron, if you so require iron doors or something of that nature. Gravels, here's our stones, and there's our andesite. Right there, off the bat. And this is spawned, by the way. This is where the game spawned me. In this world, I threw these things just for the jokes. But spawning chest, boom, here's the spawn. This is the land, this is what the initial off the bat map looks like. So I chose immediately off the bat, I like this place, I want to live here, it's right on the coast, I could see myself making a village. But first you need to find yourself fortification. Obviously, I'm not saying you're going to be able to build this castle within one night. Maybe not. It's going to take you a couple nights, but eventually you'll be able to put yourself a castle right here. It will go right here. Okay? And the materials needed, again, you got your stones. You can make yourself a furnace. You got yourself some coal right there. You can smelt this to back into stone. Here's your andesite. Again, collect that. Make polished andesite. You have all materials that you need in access, especially as you go further down into here. You'll have iron. You'll have all the things you require that I'll be using in this. Again, for a starter castle. So again, most Minecraft castles you'll see on tutorial on YouTube will be a square or specifically a square. Most of them, they all do squares. In this instance, we're going to do a rectangle. You can do a square if you want, but I'd recommend not doing such a thing. So we find our corner points. So you find your farthest corner point right here. Merge it line to the farthest corner point you can get here. Match it with something that goes there. So when you go here, that's as far as we can go. If we're making a proper rectangle, so then we match it up right there. Okay? Those are your corners. Alright? That is the shape. That's the general size we'll be going for. You find your plateau, you get in the corners, and if you can accomplish it. Again, we'll be going for a little bit more, we'll be going for an updated Norman keep style home. Okay? One of the few things you always want to do. You're building your castles, you don't want, you can add grass later. Grass can come back. You clear the area, you clear your site, make sure you got all trees, all of the grass, all of the stuff out of your way. So when you're building, you do not get interrupted. At all. Not once. So, let's say after a good bit of time, you're like, okay, I got all the stuff I need. I have all the materials I need. After living in a little survival hut off over there, you decided, finally, I'm going to build my starter castle to start my little kingdom. Okay? You have here. Most would just make a little tower around there. We're not going to do that. We're not going to make a little one-block whole tower. That just, no. Go off to give yourself at least a minimal of, again, minimal of this space. This allows you, if you require to have staircases going up through the whole thing, or a ladder. Again, your choice. Make sure you get your foundation correct. Cut that all out if you want. And again, there you go. You got your center point. Now you're wondering, okay, what are we doing now? Now, again, the walls and this. Generally, in real life, the walls would actually be 3 thick, okay? 3 blocks thick, that's how we're going. What we're going for is either you can do a 1 if you so desire it, or in my instance here, we can actually do what I call just a double wall here, leaving gap here. Okay? So that creates a wall kind of like that. Why are we doing that? Well, it is allowing it so when we put the embattlements on the castle so we can use it, we have enough of a platform behind us that we can walk so we're not walking on a little edge. Because if this was 1 block thick, when we go to do our embattlements, which by the way will be built in a sequence like this.
Got a text from your wife?
That is the embattlement, by the way. And yes, this is my own developed technique to make proper embattlements where you have shivs and chevrons and you have your merlons, your chevrons, and you have your meticulations, so you can actually use this. And again, this is functional. As you can see right there, again, alright, this is usable, functional, and if you so wanted to, you can actually add something like that. If you see, again, this is why I said normally say 3, by the way. This is why I normally would say 3. Or, you see how it just in 1, I dropped off. I fell off the side of this. But if we have 2, I can get different angles. Let's say I can't see past that, right? I want to kill that alpaca. Boom. Now I'm getting him through this little slot hole. Again, I can change my query, and now he's dead. That wouldn't have been possible if you would have followed any normal tutorial. And again, that's what this one looks like. Again, you don't need to do this if you don't want to, or if you don't feel like it will be aesthetically pleasing to you. But that is the general gist of how this wall is going to be created. We are going to do the double wall here just so we have 2 meters of wall. A realistic castle will have between 2 to 6 meters thickness for a wall. 2 at the minimal. This is a very minimal style right here. And again, to keep us from going off the edge. And remember, we have access to acacia and oak. I will not be at all using spruce, nor dark oak, nor anything that will be related to materials that we do not currently have at this moment. This moment where we're in our location. This is location. This is what I mean by location, location, location. You want a castle with spruce wood ceilings and stuff like that, you're going to need to go to a place with spruce. If you want your castles to be made out of certain materials, you're going to have to acquire it, but you have to make sure you're working within what you have available, how it's realistic. Now, most, again, would put wood right here, by the way, for the base. I honestly, personally, in my opinion, don't believe, and also based on historical records, is where they would never put wood floors on the ground. Wood floors always go on secondary floors. So that would be your floor. Here's your walls, and then you have a cobble point, you would have a beam or something, slabs, whatever you want, but you would have your main floor sitting, again, on the second floor, not the main. But that's just me. You're free to do so, but for walls. So how are we going to keep ourselves from falling off? I believe we can use, because we're using 90 degrees and we're not using any curves or anything that's actually going to cause issues. And again, we can do stuff like that. Again, so the first floor would have been down here. Alright? And again, we can add arrow loopholes like that. Which, if you do something like this, and again, we can use stone stairs as well for the walls, so you don't always have to use, so that way if you're trying to, like, if you blend it into a flow, stone stairs, and that would have been on the wall. Now here it is. We have a floor we can actually indulge ourselves in, if we so care to do so. We can count this as a small room if you wanted to do that. I personally wouldn't actually have it that small. I believe in the 3-block minimal rule, so what really we're going to have is this. We're going to go up one more. That way we can have our floors. But this way, the reason we're doing this is so you can shoot outside of the tower if so desired, without really having a trap door or a door or something. This also allows a little bit of light in. Realistic to the castle genre and generally how castles are built. You can have one this way if you want to make it a little bit realistic. Again, it's always going to be a little uneven, and that is kind of one of the unfortunate things is we can't get down the middle with Minecraft. There's just no way. But generally the idea is to just so you can shoot out of the tower part. So this would be a transition area, right? So again, there's your other wall. We're building this wall up. Alright. So, you know, you got your wall. You're getting your... Get your matriculations in. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Alright. Again, this is gonna go on to that. Again, another arrow loophole. So the only time I believe where you would actually use glass in a building is on its, if its second floor is high enough off the ground or its third floor. Most of the time you would not use full-size windows. You could use stairs going like this and this, and then having that, so you have technically a small opening so you can have some light coming in, or using trap doors so it's only a 1-block gap or something like that. So again, if we go based off of this, we go out 2, out 2, 3, 3, yes, there we go, 3, 3, again this would go down, that goes there. Hello creeper, out of my way. And yes, by the way, when it comes to how walls are built, they must go into solid contact. Don't leave grass sitting underneath your walls. It just doesn't look right. And again, we're having these walls start with andesite. So these walls will have andesite bases, like so. Then the stone gets placed on top of them as a way of foundation. The andesite will act as like a polished, a laminate structure. So we have our 3 here. This one's easy. This one's a easy one. I love it when you don't have to go down like that. There you go. Take out that. There you go. Got that. Again. Here we go. There's that. Go up by 2. And again, later on when I show you how to make how to fully do the towers, I will. I'm just getting the walls in. And again, when it comes to these, we will choose, by the way, and I'll be choosing, specifically in this instant, to be choosing this rolling hill right here for the entrance. This will be the entrance right here. So for that, you'll take the distance from here to here, count 3, go there, count 3, you'll have 2 gap. Going 3, 2, and there you go. That's your entrance point. if so desired. But in this instance, we're wanting a little bit of fun around it, right? Or something like that if you want. So if you want a gatehouse, I'd recommend you outbridge the wall. Or you take one of these towers and you take this part and you splay it right here, right? So when you go like this, voila. And again, go like that. That, by the way, creates what I call a choke point. That's a choke point. This is small and narrow, but honestly this is a little close for my own personal liking. If you want to make it a little bit less claustrophobic, again, that's simply just moving these towers out. One. Out. One. Here we go. Voila. Now, we have a spot right here where we can add our gatehouse door. Okay? Gatehouse door right there. So that's the general shape we're kind of going for, by the way. And how these manipulations work, they're really, really simple. I mean, they're just stuff like this. Just following a pattern. Okay? A couple meters high is always best, by the way, before you put the manipulations on. This is a little low for my personal taste. That's why I kind of generally don't like the look of this. I would personally, if you didn't want to have this here, you could remove these. If you're thinking it's a little too low, then that is totally fair. It is literally a choice of where you want the castle embattlements and how you're expecting. For a place like this, this is a pretty low lying area. You're kind of wanting a little bit of height. So I'd actually recommend, again, you know, it's just, and it's depending on what you want here. It's all about there. So if we want to make it higher, we can. I'd say though a good height for this low lying of an area with not having anything around it would be a height about around this. Okay. I think a height around this will be good. This is plenty of height to have. I'd recommend having oak for this, by the way. You put the cobbling right there. Cobble, cobble, cobble. If you so cared. If not, just do this. Just like put a beam across it, or don't. Your choice. Really not gonna care. Though it would always look best to actually have it at least look like it's supported. And one of the ways you could do that without like messing around too much is grab like an andesite wall maybe and just do that. Now the floor looks like at least it's being holded up. Again, we can put the ladder up here, staircase, your choice. So we're gonna have our door, right? You have a choice between acacia or oak. Go with oak, just so you can get a little bit less vibrant colors going on here. And again, get your air loopholes in. Okay. You can go like that, or if you want to add a little different texture to the wall, do that. Okay, yeah, and literally it's, so you gauge the height, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we're on 1, 2, 3. Go up one more time. Okay, so our castle walls are sitting here. This is where our castle walls will be sitting. Alright, go like that, there you go. Now, place it like this, there you go. And again, this is all doable via survival. I'll show you on the next wall so you can see that you can, by the way, like do this entire wall segment without needing to fly or be on the outside. You can do it literally all just by standing on the wall. So there we go. We have part of a wall right there. Again, here's your manipulations. You got your Merlons, you got your chevs. So you can battle to your heart's content. This is fully usable. This allows you to literally acquire targets trying to hide against your walls, like zombies. So okay, so we have 4 blocks, right? So you can use a full block, or again, use a slab. Use a slab, use stairs, however you figure it and however you want to work it out. Alright, you do you. I mean, if you want to use slabs and stairs so you can gain a little extra in the height of the ceiling, then I'll buy it, I'll mean it, do it. Just do what you gotta do. Okay? Again, and with it like that, you can get rid of those if you wanted to. Now you have vaulted ceilings in a form. And again, this, by the way, can be done via stone. So if you don't want to, let's say, use wood, alright? If you're inside and you want to use stone through the whole thing, you gotta add vaulted ceilings. Vaulted ceilings are the only way. Okay, so if you're not happy with this height of the tower and you want a little bit taller, again, just add one more floor. Add one more floor. And again, one of a good way to do things is to alternate. You know, just kind of alternate to add some variety. And now finally, we're up to this point where we're not going to have a wall generally. And again, I'm sorry if my quality of video is kind of poor right now. If it is, my apologies. I don't always have control of that. But anyways, so let's say we're getting this up here. Alright, we got a tower built up and we're putting in the final wall, right? Boom, we got the final ceiling. And let's say, okay, I want this to not be wood. If you don't want to be wood, again, just be stone. But now here we are, we're on the wall, and we're like, okay, how are we going to get this to look like this? Again, find points. You have 4 points right here. So this, here, 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 and here, here, and here. Good. And you get them all in, get everything in, you know, spin around, do it. Your method of how you put it in is kind of just based on how you do things. Okay, so now we have this right here. It's looking good so far, but there's something missing, right? Yeah, that's right, these. Now, what are we doing here? Now, that is where sometimes can be the most interesting question. See, because if we do this, and we do something like that, and what we do is we grab a slab, andesite. We can do something like that if you wanted. And again, that allows for direct, but let's say it's a little tight, right? You know, maybe maybe don't want to have the fear of dropping. Well, again, just you can add a trap door. That way you can walk over it when necessary. But when in battle, you can drop it out, shoot your arrows, then close it. Again, so it's all about trying to add functionality, but also making sure you don't hurt yourself or get yourself killed in a situation where you don't want to. Now this right here, what I did right here, yeah, I will fully admit, this is probably not something you're going to be able to do off the bat without pillaring up with some dirt. But at this point, I believe you should be able to do it. Again, if not, that's fine. You will be able to at least do this and get that. And even if you do that, it's fine. If not, let's say you're wanting to get the whole thing. Before you do that, I'd recommend you grabbing something like, again, so you're having your stairs. So you want to get this out. You use something like that. Then you break that with your, you know what, you go up, go like that, and then aim on these corners, the right material, and voila, there you go. That's how you do that. Okay? Not only now did you just do that, now I just showed you how to do that. So let's say you use dirt for that, by the way. Don't use stone. Don't use your precious materials that you're going to need for later on in the build. So use a dirt block, move it over, get the slab down. There you go. That's what you got to do. All right. Now that's not what we're going to do while we're in creative, just because that I don't need to. Come on. Anyways, so there we go. Second. I'm sorry. Sorry, my viewers. I have my own responsibilities I have to take care of. Luckily, this is a live stream, so you get to see the real life things. Alright, anyways. So we have the first tower right here. And you might be wondering, why didn't I make a square tower like you see in most? Squares are, it's just one. Curved towers are normally and actually in real life way better for defending than they are anything else. But okay. By the way, that's what we're doing so you don't biff it off the wall. So you have the door, you go through here, you go there. Alright. Now there. That. There you go. There's that wall. Now we're gonna go there. Again, we're just building these walls up. And this is a good spot right here, especially because this is on a cliff face edge, which later you can turn into an entrance port just like that to go out this way. And yes, what we are going to be doing is what is called a fortified castle house or manor. So have the walls of a castle, but we will be using the inside a little bit for that. Again, so this is if we were having an open courtyard, we can have that. That is on here, okay? This is on this block. It's not sticking out, allowing us to put a structure above if necessary. If not, It's mine. And I do plan on, again, I don't plan on putting redstone here. I will literally just be putting wood palisade with a door or some form of that so we can have a door. Okay, so there's nothing fancy going on over here. Okay, we got our wall going on. Here we go, got the wall. Now, as I promised, I'll show you how you can do these. So you would be doing it like this. Just like that. There. And then you pick this out. You know, drop whatever. Then you would get your stone block. And this is the process you would be going through. You know, go across, whatever. Do whatever you gotta do. Then, okay, not drop off the edge of the thing. Aim at that corner. This is just also you can get the look of the battlements that you love to see on the castles in your tutorials that everyone loves to watch, but which are generally wrong. They don't feature any functionality whatsoever. Alright, cool. Now we got that. And just like that. Voila. And we have another wall segment. Tower, wall, bada bing, bada boom. And that's the start of this castle right here. Again. Hello, spider. Okay. You'll be basically dealing with entities while building this. Please get out of here, spider. Get out of here. Anyways. Oh! You little turd. By the way... Yes. By the way, when you're building up your walls. That's a good example of why you want to add. You want to add the overhang and the meticulations just right there. That spider on a flat wall would have crawled all the way up regardless, even if you had a fence post here or you had a normal straight wall. But having this overhang does stop them. But plus the additive is, if you were in survival, you would have been able to just pop that spider, which would have been hanging right there. Anyways, moving on. That and that. There you go. See how these would be helpful right there? You can shoot him. Shoot that. Alright. Now we got this wall. And this is the fun part right here. This is the real fun part, is actually trying to get your place to be working, to be functioning, and actually work. Now, again, fill that in. You have this one right here, and now you have a special one right here. And this is really important to have. So yeah, now I can actually aim here, but anyone who enters here, I can shoot there as well. And again, we're gonna just add where we believe that is gonna be. Put that there, and then quickly add these in right here. Add that there. And add that there. Oh, well, as a buddy of mine, he shouldn't be joining my world. But, anyways, give me a second. I'm gonna tell him I'm doing a tutorial. Alright. Hello. Yeah. Can't spell today. Tutorial. Okay, there we go. Anyways. Alright, so again, we'll have access to materials. I believe we'll be using oak planks, by the way, for the roof of the actual structure. And this is where it's fun, right here, because we'll have that there, there, and there. Voila, there's that. Anyways, moving back over here, so we'll have that, and we'll get one of those, flip that there, and that'll be a door, which then we can add something like that. Alright, that matches up. Boop. Boom. Voila. There's another one. And again, we're literally just, it's all about copy pasting, basically. We got 3, and one more. And that's the roof right, that's the ceiling. Boom. It goes up there, and now we can build these all again. And one of the main modicums when it comes to a castle of any form, type, or shape is to do what is called layers of defense. Give me a second. you want as many layers of defense as you can get for your home. This is your home, technically speaking. This will be where you live, where you want. So this is your home. This is where you're defending yourself. This is where you're going to be living. So you want as many layers of defenses or things to just stop attackers from getting inside the structure. Voila. Again, and this is what it's looking so far like. Again, this, off the bat, is a much, much more believable castle. It is being built in such a way that you can actually defend yourself if necessary. I believe we're high enough. So, when it comes to here, we're going to be doing what I call a barter wall. So one of the many issues of having your stuff is trying to make sure you put it on. Let's get this up high enough. Oh, we just want that. We're pretending. There we go. Got her in here. So this is, again, this is your wall right there. So you do that. And again, we're going to be using, I believe what I would want to do is some form of inner-sight base border. Again, you know, keep your doors simple. So you'd be jumping. That didn't work. Anyways. Alright. And what you can do is you can put wood if you want, but realistically we can actually add a form of a way to make it where we get across but have matriculations. I added this if these gaps right here is added only purely for the fact is if you later on want to put in a redstone drop door or some form of redstone door to lift these up. That is your choice to make. I am not going to control you on that aspect. So you see how we have one that faces this way? We're going to want one that faces that way. And again, just build up your tower. Keep it on this block level. This block level. Whoop. Anyways. This is where this gets pointless to have right here. Alright. And you just kind of, it's a form of winging it, if you could go, if you would want to say it like that. It's a form of winging this look, but what we're doing here corner, you get stone there, stone there, stone there. What are we doing? You might be asking. Why are we building it like this? We're building like this in a very specific reason. When we do this, this, that, and that, what we're doing is simply having a wider wall outjutting the door, but also allowing what I call, and it's my favorite thing, a murder hole. It's literally, I'm doing this so I can get a murder hole. Because what we're doing is we're going to be, and let's say we add stone right here. Again, we have the trap door right here. So we're doing this. You're going to be wanting it, actually, literally. Call it however you want to call it. Put stone there if you so want to. Or, yeah, you know, just add trap doors if you want to. Again, your choice. It does not matter. What matters is the fact that you have what I would consider a murder zone. Now you're looking here. You see how right there is up on the wall. Now, not only if you get past this tower, these towers, and their defense lines here, is there will be a moment between here and getting through this door, which technically can be the entrance into the home if you take up this entire space, or if you leave a little courtyard area, you can then fill the rest. However, but this little gap right here allows you to shoot in here and just basically delete whatever player, entity, or general miscreant that wants to mess with you. Again, murder hole. For a very particular reason. Okay. Anyways. That is a murder hole. That is, in all definition, a way to stop someone straight up from progressing even further. Because again, the last thing you want is for them to get inside your castle. This you don't want. That is not what we want, right? Right. So, with that said, we're going to make sure we have our murder hole. Alrighty. Again, just simply adding in what we need. Again, this high we could have glass, but having an error loophole is so much more useful than a piece of glass that you're going to have to bust and break to even use. Functionally, Only reason I would put glass is, again, the third floor of the main keep, which is the building that would normally be centered inside the walls. FYI. Again, go around, we get around, we do what we need. This is one of the few times where it might seem like we're going in close proximity, but we're actually doing what is very... Sit. We're doing something important. You want to have all your viewpoints covered. Blind spots could be the actual downfall of your castle. So any blind spots you might have, you're going to want to make sure you watch out for. Bring your knees in, your nose in. Got those. Again, you don't have to add that little extra bit if you really don't want to waste that extra material. Me, personally, I think it adds to the look, but you could get away with that. But as you can see, it just doesn't really look right, in my opinion. I feel like there's just a little bit extra that's missing. And boom. Just like that. That's one tower. And it's a very unique shape we're going for here. Alright, so we got that going there, got that. Alright. Here, there. Make sure you leave your hole for your ladder. So we have one that faces this way, right? Now we're going to want one that faces this way. And voila, we have that end. Getting in the bits for this, right there. And yes, these are one block away, and that is fine. Again, blind spots. Whole point is layers of defense. You have having ways for yourself to defend your own castle, or if you're in a group, could be a good one as well. And we're gonna go very historically, but also very generally just a nice design, very simple, nothing too extraordinary, nothing too extravagant, something you can accomplish within your own means. You and our small group, you by yourself, something that you can fully do, that is fully functional, and you can basically build anywhere. Just swap out some color palettes and bada bing bada boom, you're good to go. And yes, I know this castle doesn't have those fancy pointy roofs that everyone loves, but that's not what we're building here. What we're building is a proper, true and tried castle. This is, and by all definition, an actual working, functioning castle. Okay? This is literally designed so you and maybe a small group of you, yourself, or a couple players can actually defend yourself. Again, getting these walls up. And when we get the main structure inside here built up, we'll knock one of these trapdoors out of the way for an entrance onto the wall. And we'll get to that when we get to that point. Now, onto this wall segment. You can build all four towers if you want, at all the towers if you want at first, or if you want to kind of do it in my way where you're kind of getting it in stages. It's again an up to you decision of what you want to do. But see, as I'm using the materials I'm using, is to just simply make sure whatever's going on here, whatever you want to build, it can be done easily. Again, if let's say you don't want to use the smooth stone, because let's say you don't want to go through the process of burning and doing all that, swap it out for cobblestone. Literally just swap everything up for cobblestone. That is the flexibility of this castle. Okay? It's just swap it out. You don't have to go with it if it doesn't make sense to you at all. Okay? I would not recommend or tell you to build a structure if I was basing it on something for no good reason. If I was telling you, the viewers, to build a castle, but then you're like, I don't want to go through all the process of making the stone, then don't. Swap it out for something else. It won't change the fact of the matter. You are building yourself a fortified place to call home. A place that you and a couple buddies, or just you, can literally defend with ease, and just the fact that with not only can you do it with ease, but you can actually do this and make a pretty decent looking home that on a basic level will be far superior than any regular old run-of-the-mill tutorial castle you'll find on the internet elsewhere. You're getting what I call a pretty decent castle. In all means, it's a small castle, yes. Granted, I'm not giving you by any means a massive castle. And again, you can, by the way, when it comes to constructing, you don't need to fill these in. You can literally just do this, then go around, do this, fill in your floors. Again, we'll get all those details put in later. That's kind of a put in later type of detail. Don't worry about it now type of detail. Okay, got our andestone there, going across, then like that. And this is a step-by-step tutorial. I know it can be pretty boring. I mean, we're 1 hour into this castle. Yes, it's not do this castle in five minute It's like, it's no 5-minute castle. You're not building this in 5 minutes. This is not 5-minute castle. This is going to be a kind of mini forever home. You know, this is, again, your starter castle. And for any starter base, just take a little time. You know, especially something like this. This is, by the way, in all means, this small base that I'm giving here can be expanded. You can make this larger. Within about the same, you know, if you made this a larger rectangle, you can literally pull the same style castle, but bigger, with more spacing in between things. But I'm trying to give y'all some proper level castling right here. Again, here, I mean, here's the front of the castle. This is what you're getting, which is, again, look, I mean, it's nothing super special, but I want to work within the color palette of what we got around here. This is what we got. We got stones, we got andesites, we got acacias and oak woods. This is what you're going to get. And it all means it is not a bad design. Again, these in, got those in, then, and then there's a reason for all of this. Again, it's all about synchronizing and just getting the castle to look just right, to where you have it exactly where you want it. So customize it, by the way, when it comes to this castle. Customize it, you know, to your heart's content. Just get it to where you want it. You know, if you want to add, by the way, and I'm not saying you can't add the pointy roofs on the top. By all means, literally, I gave these corner bits for a certain reason, because I have another variant on one of my own personal worlds where I added a peaked roof using those corners by adding it right there, using a fence post to build off with, again, a wooden pillar. Make sure you have support for these, so you grab your oak log and you go all the way down, the whole middle, all the way down, through the whole thing, and then up to the tip, and building yourself your peaked roof. You can do it. It's fully doable. No reason why you can't. Okay, and see, we're not gonna be doing no not functional. Anyone you see ever do that, it's not functional. Don't do that. Please don't do that. If you ever seen someone build their castle on a tutorial, and this is going forward, so there is no mistaking. So if you see someone and they do this and then they do that, as you can see, not only is it just looks bad, it's not even functional, as we know now. As you know now, from looking at my builds, this build so far, it's not functional. It won't be functional, and it never will be functional. Unfortunate as it is, you might have the hangover bit, the embattlement hang, but without it having the meticulation and you to actually properly access it, it's not functional. If there's no way to actually get up onto your towers, or any part, like every part of a castle should be accessible, regardless of whether or not you're building this on a larger scale or a smaller scale. You should be able to access all parts of the castle. You shouldn't really be leaving dead zones, in my personal opinion. You should actually have proper battlements and ways to get up and down the whole structure. Again, there we go. This is a point to look at. Now we have all four walls, the gatehouse, and the main towers around here. This is what we got. As you can see, yes, it's not the most fantastical castle ever, by no means, and it never will. But, and you know, get yourself some coarse dirt. By the way, coarse dirt. Coarse dirt that, and then we have oak wood again. So we don't have spruce, so we have oak wood. Go like that, okay? Coarse dirt it, or if you want to use pathway blocks, your choice. Again. Okay, now we got the main walls. We have the main gatehouse. We got our murder hole. Alright, we have the murder hole. We have the gatehouse. We have the overhang so we can actually protect the front door. Now if you're wondering what it looks like from here, if you get up here, you go on top, there you go, that's what you got. Okay? So that is some high level of, I believe, protection. I mean, that's, you got viewpoints there, viewpoint right there, and in case you have right here as well. And if you're, in all worst case, if they're standing right here, just remember, if they're right here, even if they think they're safe, they're not. And they never will be. And again, you can, by the way, get rid of this. This is fully get-riddable. You don't need that. I just did it for the aesthetics. But if you think that's a weakness, just do this. Now they have nowhere to hide, really. Generally. Even here. Again, it doesn't really matter, because in the end, they're going to be dead the moment they enter in here. Because if you have another buddy, or if you notice they get to that point, you quickly stream down, you come out this door, open this trap door, and the moment they walk in, you shoot them with an instant damage 2 arrow. So that's why I don't really care generally, but for the sake of argument, we'll have that. Now it looks like a proper palisade anyways. This is kind of why I didn't do this. But let's say we want it a little bit more. There. Palisade, do whatever you want. Now, when it comes to this, I'd actually recommend going 1 block off here. Going 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the door. Then doing something like that. And again, you can integrate stairs into this right here. And this will be your main, this will be your keep, internalized right here. Again, swap out the grass for coarse dirt, because this is a highly walked area. You're going to be walking all over. And you can add grass back in the corners if you want. If you had kept the grass here, you can for foliage. Doesn't really matter. Okay? Alright. This is just plain getting me annoyed. Anyways. Okay. Again, andesite. Floors on the bottom. And we're going to put andesite all across the thing. Never put your wood floors, by the way, directly on your on the ground. Just that it doesn't look good. It actually is literally not physically. It just doesn't make sense realistically. Again, we're gonna put our doors like this. And again, you can add, again, layers of defense to your castle. Always add layers of defense. See? You got your door there. And here's the thing. Your front door, you're going to be able to see right out your front door. Okay? You're going to be able to see right into the main, this section right here. And again, this is perfect. This is what you want. Because what you can do up here, if you so care to do it, and this is something, again, it's totally up to you. But, go like this, like that. And again, this is a wall. So this is going to go up here like this. Your walls are going up. You'll be, again, chicken, get out of here. Gotta love chickens, right guys? Sorry about that, guys. Alright, anyways. So, you got your walls. La la la. And yes, your first floor will be windowless. Straight up, it's gonna be windowless. I'm not gonna mess around with you. It can be fully windowless, or, which I will show you, and then soon enough, is... Oh, wait, and I know currently right now you all can see on the screen no one's watching, but I'm making this tutorial for a reason, and I want to do it because I believe it's one of the only ways to properly show how to make an actual usable castle. But anyways, if you know what I'm doing already off the bat, thank you. Good. You were watching and listening. But there you go. Now you have double matriculations. This allows you to fully see this courtyard. Plus, if you so wanted to, go like that. F off. Okay, you're annoying. Double wall it. You can double go like that too, so you can get extra angles. And again, this is so you can fully protect yourself from any of the might be issues. Okay? And you're using the full interior, so this is what I would be considered as a proper full size. And again, we're using only stone and andesite for this whole thing, so you're free to, if you want to add here. But again, you can literally go one floor if you want, or two. And remember, these corners can be cut completely off your towers. Your corners right there can be completely removed. So if you raise this up, let's say more higher than this, you can cut through those. Anyways, in this instant, I believe using acacia you can, or if you don't want orange floors, which I wouldn't blame you, find a point. Because we got some decent height in here, we're not biting for height, I'd actually recommend that. Going across. Okay, so now we have a beam this way, a beam this way, put a cobble right there, preferably like andesite, so it doesn't blend. And let's put the staircase right here. So using, again, these, always double your staircases if you have the space for it, by the way. Black. And something like this, by the way, you could remove that for something like that. This is what we can do, and this is a really neat little thing, is we build up a stone quarter wall, which again uses materials correctly, allowing you to have under the stair storage. You've got your staircase, and you can use that if you want to have that, or again, swap out this wood for stone. And again, you would do the reinforcements. And you can get underneath this, by the way, by crouching. So it looks a little bit more realistic. You can actually add supports like that, so it looks like it's got cobblings to hold up this. Bada bing, bada boom. And I'm thinking only going 2 stories with this as a roofed second story, so it has a little less panache to it. But yep, go across, get your wood in. have your pig enclosed, I guess. Yeah, that stuff will always happen. Animals, they're always getting in. Alright, anyways. So you get that up. And, again, stop it right there. Got your staircase. And it matches with the floor. It's great. But, here's your downstairs. Cool thing is you can pick that up right there. Turn that right there. Now, voila! Secured little room. Again, looky. And now I do, and again, remember, as I said, you can add windows. Okay, here's your outer wall. Oh, hi. Get out of my face. So you would actually technically be doing something like that. Okay? So, like that, like that. Now, you would have to do that. That is correct. Because remember, you're dealing with a thick wall. You wouldn't have it, you're not dealing one block walls, you're dealing with this. This allows you to not only have a window, technically, but it's also another defense. It's kind of basically perfect. So if we like that, or you know, flip it to this side. No, you don't. You have windows, but now it's out to your outside wall, which is neat. Again, see now you have another layer of defense, but you're also using what you need. Again, so this is what I was talking about. We'll add it in. So you're here. This is your floor, and you need out the walls. It's a simple little thing. You can have a ladder that goes up, staircase, door, if you so desired it. Or, again, if need be, right here is a good spot, because what you can do is this, which is just perfect. You get the walls up, you just add your little thing right there, and bada bing, bada boom. You have a door that leads out to the wall. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, this is where you can get really cool, kind of neat. Again, this is where we're kind of, now we're finally kind of getting in the realm where, hey, we're second floor up. You know, we have a wall basically protecting us. We're not gonna have any random attackers coming out at us, right? We got our little here. We got a little window so we can have some extra light in here. Hey, give me 1 second, guys. Alright. So, alright, we got this. We can hit that wall right there. Got our door. Cross. Again, I don't want to intrude too much on here, so... And here's another spot where this can be cool. Boop, boop. No, it's just the neat things about doing these is being able to add it into the wall. Adding in a meticulation. Like literally, you wouldn't expect this meticulation here. No one would expect it. So when you get the wall up here, you can kind of force it back over. You know, typical thing. But technically this gives you a nice opening too. Let in some natural light, allowing for, again, another layer of defense into a design that is already pretty heavily defensed, but it is, again, as I said, a point of contention, no matter of what you want, you know, just a point of contention. So you're going to have a little bit lower right here, actually. Again, we're going to add some windows. Double right there. Windows, if you so desired it. Okay. Just brick, brick, brick. See? Windows. You can do that if you want. It's kind of, again, this, you can, if you want some windows. Honestly, personally, in my own opinion, I wouldn't do this, but hey, I know not all players want to live in a dark, cramped little box. So, with that said, let's get some windows in. You know, get some windows in, get some life and light, as they would say it. You know, a way to just live a little. We can change the rooms up. So, again, have a little room right here. Use that as that. There we go. Little room right there. Never hurts. A little main foyer. And a little bedroom right here. Just like that. Double door. Door. You know, it's big open that. Get some air in here. Double splat low lie roof. Yeah. So here we have normal. Again, we're talking about a roof that's going to look like that, if you so care to. Again, it's the same color as that, but we're working with the limited resource, or again, keeping in line with the colorful rooftops here, we can go to acacia, which I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, you can so choose to do this if you so care, but personally, I think the best look is to have it do what it needs to do, but every once in a while throw in some beams. See? Okay? Da-da-dum. Just get it underneath. Again, I'm adding this just so it can be different. You can choose however you want to build your castle, but me personally, we're gonna have some of that going through here, and then again. So, go like that, across, like that. And then, to add structure, again, just add your wood across, go like that. Beam it across. And just be honest with it. Sometimes it's actually always about honesty rather than instant gratification. Okay? You know. Think about it. This, I'm gonna have to figure out how to have this coming across. So we get like that. It's a contention point, yes. Technically, this is what I would call a contention point. It's very contentious. It can be very stressful if it's not done right. To a person who might not get it right in their eyes or mind, again, it's not something you have to super stress about. get the general gist of it. Yeah, you know, just general gists work way better than complicating things to unnecessary degrees. See? Voila. Big windows right here and here. Howdy, howdy, people. If you're wondering, you just go like that. Just beep, pop, boop. You know, stuff like this. Beep. Get the glass. Have smaller windows, maybe like right here and here. That, add some details, stuff like that. Again. And, you know, work with what you got here. You're working again. You're working very... Sorry for the quiet moment. Here, when you're working here, you're doing very limited space. This is, yes, it's very tight. It's not easy to work with. I could get why if somebody, and again, I wouldn't blame any of y'all if you got a little frustrated at this point, if you're following fully via this tutorial, of like, if you're getting to a point where you're getting really frustrated with this the tightness, again, it's normal. You'll be fine. And you're wondering, other defenses, this is still working. All the defenses still work within this castle. Kind of. That is useless right there, but it's fine. Voila. You got that point right there. And again, just add that. And there we go. There's that. Got that right there. And there's your castle. Just like that, guys. That could be your castle right there. Again, plenty of room for more windows if you want to Put a central window right there. Oh yeah, big boy one. Go all out. Do what you gotta do. You know, big old glass one. Bam! Do that. And you got that. You can have these double windows here if you want. Smaller room, like a little bedroom right there. You got your right here. You got a little you got your master room, master king room right there. Down here, yeah, little storage room if you want. Again, so you can still defend yourself. I would probably, if you want to, you can add a hearth right here, or on this wall, depending on how you want to separate the room. But personally, I would separate the room like this. Add a big double door right there. Add a little funky wonky design. Get your doors in. There you go. And for the fireplace, now this is going to be interesting. So, if you want to use brick for your fireplace, you're free to do that. But as we noted, there was granite in there, in that cavern nearby. So, with that being said, we'll be using polished granite instead. Just simply based on the fact that polished granite is technically easier to acquire than the bricks, the stone bricks, the bricks, just straight bricks, yeah. So, you get this up like that, get that across like that. Again, you want to do something like this, like this. Oop, oop, oop. You know, make yourself some dirt there, if you want to, again, and then grab yourself a campfire. And this is where the iron you saw down there comes in real handy. So you can make yourself some iron bars. And again, we'll go, because this is a bottom level one, you can actually take this to go all the way up like this. Bottom level. Go up to the master bedroom. And this is where I'm like, you can have this window if you want. Or, again, you can have the big window. Or, and again, this is why I was like, saying that you can have this big window. I didn't put it initially, but I put it in there just in case you wanted to. And what you can do, again, you know, it's in real life, this would have gone down like this, with another one with wood kind of somehow stacked in it. It doesn't make much sense, but what we're doing is again, we'll makes more sense once you get it put together, but And voila. Got your fireplaces, which is realistic, because you would want these fireplaces. This smoke goes up in there. Again, you can kind of, depending on how you want to do that, do whatever you want. Doesn't have to actually escape out of the building, because screw it. How am I wondering? Okay, what about it up here? Well, take that, put the fireplace there. Again, I believe that works. If you want to do it like that. If not, just, again, if you want the fire to come out, make the big old honky-dory, literally just make it come out if you want. If not, you want to do my design, I just recommend just grab the trapdoors. There you go. See? That gets a fireplace in, so now you got a fireplace. And your whole design is not really... Again, the design is not to just... It's so you can have battlement, but also have a nice, fun house to live in. A place you can call home without having to feel absolutely barricaded in a place that you can't defend if absolutely necessary. Now we're getting into the part where we can actually put stuff inside this house, inside your home, actually make it a usable place, and this is where we're going to get to this next part of the tutorial. So, summary, overview for everyone still watching up to this point, if they are watching this tutorial. This is what we got done so far. This whole almost 2 hours is what we've been doing, is getting this castle put into place. Alright? This is what we've been building. This is so you have a defendable, usable castle, but also a nice home that if you put anywhere, really generally anywhere, you can make it great. And again, we're working with walls. If you want this exact same castle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 length up until here, which is a 3 by 3 tube going up. And again, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, so if you do the math, again, it's that number with the 3 on extra for those. Then you bump out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 technically, if you count this. So you take these towers, add them to the front, but position them 1 block off the center straight. Okay? Luckily, when it comes to this castle, if you watch the whole video, you'll be able to basically copy me block to block. Okay. Now, yeah, I noticed I didn't get the doors in all of this. Now, what we will be doing is grabbing the ladders, going through each and every And again, all the block color choices I have used up to this point, do not feel like you have to use acacia or stone or andesite or oak. Literally just use what's available to you. If you have to make this castle completely out of sandstone, then literally do that. Make it out of sandstone. Now, how is that possible? I don't know. Oh wait, there's no lights in these yet. Once you get lights in these buildings, they'll be fine. And you'll probably be doing that anyways as you construct it. But again, if you want to, and this is not necessary, you don't have to. I don't say you have to, but if you pop right through, take that slab, go like that. And again, just put torches. Again, torches. Ta-da! And, you know, just... I added this just in case if you didn't want that, but you can just do this. And literally, you're going to get the same process of thought. That, or literally torch up in the middle, or do whatever. But if we're adding lights in, and that's why I said I have another build where I put the logs all the way in, and then I used it as the peak to a roof. This is so you can have extra platform. But if you don't want to put the torches, let's say, on the side of the wall, like I don't want to right now, because it's tacky, which is so understandable. Torches are... I'm using torches instead of lanterns just based on the fact that, again, I don't want anyone assuming they need to use... Assuming they're going to need to use, like, massive amounts of materials. Like, getting all of these specialized items or some stuff like that. No, I want you to be able to just build this within a couple days of Minecraft. You know, build it to however many, you know, so you can you'll be able to acquire the coal and all the necessary materials. You go in the basement. This one right there. This one doesn't have lights, right? Well, try to get it in. You know, Again, you're just following me doing this. So if you're doing anything, you literally just follow my actions and you'll build the exact same castle. Okay, got that one done. You still have a pig up here. And again, this is how this works. Is you just go around and boom. Just like that. Just like that. Bam. Lights within the entire towers. It's all lit up there. Now, when it comes to lights inside, place however you need. I mean, you can place up there, or, really coolly, if you can get yourself chains, if not, that's fully fine. But you could get yourself chains, and you could get a lantern if you want. But, again, not needed. Just add torches. Now, how'd you get in here? We're going to ignore that. Totally going to ignore the fact that a spider has invaded our space. The torches for out there. So, if you have oak wood, you know, maybe don't put that. Maybe a stone stair. You know, this is a bedroom, right? So, instead of lanterns and instead of a torch, if you can find yourself to get some candles, add them in. Trust me, they go a long way. And whatever bed you choose, I grab brown just because brown just looks better. But you can do that. Little pedestal here, candles. Flint steel. There you go. Now your room is lit up. You have candles, which is actually more realistic than the torches, by the way. You wouldn't have torches on the inside. There'd be a way you would have like 2 pedestals here, you know, lit up with candles. And that's how this would work. Candles. I don't know how you got in here. Okay. And again, pedestal, bam, candles. Now that room's lit up. This has the fireplace, but let's say if the fireplace was out, again, you would have a pedestal, candles. Anyways. Again, ways to defend yourself. Now you're in here. Okay, we got the candles. And I'd say this is a good spot right here, by the way. Right here. Got some like barrels and stuff. You know? From under the stairs storage. Adding your double chests. Okay. Storage room. As I said. Ooh. Hey, a minute. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Just realized what I did wrong here. There we go. That's good. Anyways. And, you know, add like a little pedestal again. Add some candles. Now you got candles. Got yourself your door. Place it in. Candles. Got a little bed. Add that if you want. Boom, now you have storage on the side. Got your main bedroom. Again, add that. Perfect. And then, hey, on top, you could add, you guessed it, Or candles. Bada bing, bada boom. Candles. Or, if you can't seem to find the materials to build candles, torch. Just put a torch. Seriously, I'm fully willing to tell you just put a torch. Can't have candles? Put torch. It's all based on the... This is all based on the fact you can find the materials needed. And yes, I know about all of these things I have here. Don't worry about it. And just snazz it up. Do what you gotta do. Snazz up things, do whatever you gotta do. To blast your smokers, stuff like that. So this would be a good spot. You know, get your furnaces, get them put in there. Get some blast furnace, you know, over here. There you go, blast furnaces. Now you got your way to make some blacksmith stuff. And then smokers, go like right, double smokers right there. Nice little working area right there, right? Again, you can add crafting tables if you want. You know, obviously, we need a crafting tables, right? Yeah, crafting table, bam. Now this is a fully functional room. Still defendable, still usable. Might not be the most prettiest, but hey, it doesn't have to be. Because you're not using it. Again, most people don't use... You have your grindstone, you got auto crafters and all that. Stone cutter, you know. Again, you got your things that you're going to be using. You know, in a capacity where you can make it sense, make it work if you want. But we're going for an all in all where we're having, you got your stone cutters, you got everything you need to basically keep yourself going. Anvil, again, you know, just double anvil, use it as kind of like a table. I don't know, do it as you gotta do. Now, I'd actually recommend having your cauldrons chilling out outside that. And then you can have your, if you went to the nether, brewing stands right here. See? Give me a second. All right. Now, all right. Again, just trying to make it where it's like, hey, you can get this stuff all from that one spot I showed you. You got your storage, got what you need. All right. Two bedrooms, so you and your buddy can chill. Nice area to kind of just relax. You got your bedroom. You do have storage right here. Again, we can have, we take two of these, go like that, and like that. Pot. Again, what's the local area? Okay. Base this off local foliage. Brushes, leaves. Somehow, maybe grab the acacia sapling. If you manage to get some clay, but not enough to make bricks, there you go. Add some greenery. Feels homey already. Again, pot, add that. Again, if you got some chiseled bookcases, boom, add some bookcases. You would have access to both oak and that saplings. Yeah, you got your defenses right there. And again, you can have this under storage, or you can go down into a basement, so you can have an enchantment room later on. Which is why this is a really perfect castle, is because this is able to go down, and you can have a basement, or build up higher, have a third floor, and put an enchantment room there. Yes, exactly what that monster said. Another cool detail you can add, by the way, and this is fully up to you to choose, is you take some straight andesite walls and link it up to your smokers, and then same right here. Voila. Your blast furnaces, your smokers. Add just depth. And again, as I said, get your grass, that. And, you know, just bone meal it. Just go. Blue. Blue. Voila. Now you have a little bit of greenery. Got your path. Double door right there. And voila. That is, if you followed my little tutorial, a fully built... Let me just clear my inventory out. No, it doesn't matter. Voila. This is a fully built castle on naturally generated terrain. So no flat world. We're not working with flat worlds here, okay? This is built on using the terrain that you are given. A fully built and furnished castle. And again, with room and expansion, you can add these walls in front of here, expand outwards that way, add 2 more towers and an entry point, and then have a drawbridge over a spike pit using slagmites. If you so care to add that extra defense if you wanted, or just fun. Or, again, expand the wall out this way, you know, the entire wall this way, giving yourself more room. I just wanted to build a really small starter castle that you can start with. And this is a great one. This is a good one right here. It's got a very defined look. It's not weird. It's not abhorrently hard to build. Again, you got your middle point. It all centers on odds. It's not even here. It's odd here, but then even on the corner bits here. But you're gonna notice it's an odd number right here, and then an odd number right here. So it's based on ones. So there you go. That's making why it's so even across the board. And as you saw from the video, if you've made it this far, which thank you very much if you have made it this far watching this tutorial. I thank you so much for actually enjoying the content. If you do, please don't be scared to just hit that subscribe button, hit like, and hit the notification bell. But if you made it this far, congrats. You will have seen the entire step-by-step process of crafting this castle, which, again, it's all based on what you can find around you. In this current instance, yes, it's using acacia, because there's acacia. There's also oak trees right here. It's using andesite, because there's andesite down here, and stone. Got your coals. You have iron deposited somewhere. Down here, yep. Boom. Iron. So you would have gone an iron at some point. There's no doubt you would have ventured in this hole if you spawned in this world naturally. Okay? So you would have ventured in here and you would have found yourself with all those goodies. Now you have a castle that you can fully defend yourself from. As see an example here. You can shoot out here. Out here. Out there. Again, and it's all defendable. You can traverse the entirety of the walls via just simply going through your doors. Again, look at that. So even if there's someone trying to hide right here, poink, they're dead. Again, you can get up to here. If necessary, go like this. Just poof. And if they're in here, it's, as you can see, there's nowhere they can hide. Poof. They're dead. Okay. Same goes up to here. You have that corner wall. You have right here. And if necessary, I just dropped down. But as you can see, if necessary, a split right there. If you can get it just right. Takes a little. Okay, maybe not. If not, that's fine. But still, you can defend your castle. Defend your home. Make sure you're protected. And that's why I added these little battlements right here, so you can stop people from hiding in the corners. And again, remember, we have the door right here. So, the guy on your walls, you are going inside your castle. And your castle. Here and there. Again. So, this is the end of the tutorial. Just showing you off. This is the end product. That's the end product. Now, this is Undercover Soviet signing off. You guys have a great one.